Hello and welcome to the Merging Life and Money Show. I am Marie-Jo César, your host and financial wellness strategist. Today we begin our special series for National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. What if I told you that your financial health and mental well-being are more closely linked than you imagined? This connection is particularly significant for minority communities where financial stress often intersects with unique mental health challenges. As we observe National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, our focus today is on a critical topic: generational wealth and healing, with a focus on minority mental health solutions. We will explore holistic approaches to financial wellness, addressing the emotional and practical aspects of money management. As a financial wellness strategist, I have witnessed firsthand how taking control of your finances from the inside out can transform your bank account and your mental state. Today, we will discuss strategies that go beyond traditional financial advice, integrating mental health considerations to create a comprehensive approach to wealth building and emotional well-being. We will examine the historical context of financial disparities, explore strategies for building generational wealth, and discuss holistic methods for improving both financial and mental health. By the end of this episode, you will have practical tools to assess and enhance your financial wellness while nurturing your mental health. Welcome to the Merging Life and Money Show. Now that we have set the stage for our discussion, let's explore our first main point: understanding the intersection of mental health and financial well-being in minority communities. To truly grasp the significance of this intersection, we must acknowledge the historical context that has shaped the financial landscape for minority groups. The roots of financial disparity run deep, extended far beyond individual choices or circumstances. Throughout history, systemic barriers have persistently hindered the economic progress of minority communities. From discriminatory lending practices to limited access to quality education and employment opportunities, these obstacles have created a ripple effect that continues to impact generations today. Consider, for instance, the practice of redlining that began in the 1930s. This discriminatory policy effectively barred minorities from obtaining mortgages in certain neighborhoods, heartlessly limiting their ability to build wealth through home ownership. Although redlining was officially outlawed in 1968, its effect lingered, manifesting in modern-day wealth gaps and disparities in property values across different communities. Likewise, discriminatory hiring practices and wage gaps have historically limited the earning potential of minority individuals. These factors, combined with limited access to financial education and resources, have created a cycle of financial stress that can be difficult to break. The psychological impact of this financial stress cannot be overstated. Chronic financial worry can lead to a host of mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and even physical health problems. For minority individuals, this stress is often compounded by the additional burden of racial discrimination and societal pressures. Research has shown that financial stress can trigger a constant state of fight or flight response in the body, leading to elevated cortisol levels and increased risk of health problems such as heart disease and diabetes. Furthermore, the persistent worry about making ends meet can consume mental energy, leaving little room for long-term financial planning or personal growth. This constant state of financial anxiety can also lead to feelings of shame inadequacy, and hopelessness. Many individuals in minority communities may feel trapped in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, unable to envision a future of financial stability, let alone prosperity. It is essential to recognize that these feelings are not just individual struggles. They are rooted in systemic issues that have persisted for generations. Understanding this is key to developing practical solutions that address both financial and mental health aspects of the problem. Cultural attitudes about money and mental health in minority communities further complicate this issue, adding another layer of complexity to consider. In numerous cultures, discussing financial matters openly is considered taboo. This reluctance to talk about money can prevent individuals from seeking financial advice or education, perpetuating financial illiteracy and mismanagement. Similarly, there is often a stigma surrounding mental health in many minority communities. The idea of seeking therapy or counseling may be viewed as a sign of weakness or a lack of faith. This stigma can prevent individuals from seeking the mental health support they need, especially when dealing with financial stress. Furthermore, cultural values around family obligations and community support sometimes conflict with individual financial goals. Many individuals in minority communities feel a strong sense of responsibility to financially support extended family members, even at the expense of their own financial well being. While this sense of community is admirable, it can sometimes hinder individual financial progress and contribute to ongoing stress. These cultural views are not all bad, let me say that. In fact, close family bonds and community help can be outstanding for building money skills. The trick is to balance cultural beliefs with personal money needs. Understanding these cultural nuances is crucial for developing effective financial wellness strategies. It is not enough to simply provide financial education. We must also address the underlying cultural attitudes and beliefs that influence financial behaviors. This is where the concept of holistic financial wellness becomes particularly relevant. We can create more comprehensive and effective solutions by addressing both the practical aspects of money management and the emotional and cultural factors that influence our relationship with money. Holistic financial wellness recognizes that financial health is not just about numbers in a bank account. It is about creating a healthy relationship with money that aligns with our values, supports our mental well-being, and allows us to build long-term wealth and security. This holistic approach is particularly important for minority communities. It allows us to address the unique challenges and stresses of navigating a financial system that has not always been equitable or inclusive. By understanding the historical context of financial disparities, recognizing the psychological impact of financial stress, and acknowledging the role of cultural attitudes, we can begin to develop strategies that truly address the root causes of financial instability and poor mental health in minority communities. As we move forward in our discussion, we will explore practical strategies for building generational wealth and improving mental health. But it is critical to keep this context in mind. True financial wellness for minority communities requires more than just financial literacy. It requires healing from historical traumas, challenging cultural stigmas, and creating new narratives around money and success. So let's continue our discussion with our second point and discuss specific strategies for breaking the cycle of financial stress and building generational wealth. So, how can we break the cycle and build generational wealth in minority communities? The concept of generational wealth is not just about accumulating money, it's about creating a legacy of financial stability and opportunity that can be passed down through generations. For many minority communities, this concept has long seemed out of reach due to historical and systemic barriers. However, with the right strategies and mindset, it is possible to start building this wealth today. So let's look at three key strategies that can help minority individuals and families begin to build generational wealth. The first one is financial literacy and education. A solid understanding of financial principles and practices is a foundation of generational wealth. Unfortunately, many minority communities have historically had limited access to comprehensive financial education. This knowledge gap can perpetuate cycles of financial insecurity and missed opportunities. To address this, we must make financial literacy a priority at all levels. This education should start early with age appropriate lessons introduced in schools. However, let me say that it is never too late to learn. Adults can also benefit from financial education programs offered through community centers, libraries, or online platforms. Key areas of focus for financial literacy should include budgeting and cash flow management, understanding credit and debt, basic investing principles, tax planning and optimization, insurance and risk management, and retirement planning. It is important that this education is culturally relevant and addresses the specific challenges and opportunities faced by minority communities. For example, discussion about credit should acknowledge the historical context of discriminatory lending practices while providing strategies for building a solid credit profile. Financial education should also emphasize the importance of having open conversations about money within families. By breaking the taboo around money discussions, we can ensure that financial knowledge is passed down from generation to generation. The second strategy is investing in diverse assets. Before addressing this strategy, I have a disclaimer, okay? The Merging Life and Money Show provides only general educational information. The following is not intended as tax, legal, accounting, or investment advice. So always consult qualified professionals for personalized financial, legal, or tax guidance. Let's continue. Building wealth requires more than saving money. It requires putting that money to work through strategic investments. Historically, minority communities have had lower participation rates in the stock market and other investment vehicles. This hesitation is often rooted in a lack of familiarity, mistrust of financial institutions, or a perception that investing is only for the wealthy. To build generational wealth, it is crucial to overcome these barriers and embrace a diversified investment strategy. This strategy should include stock market investments. Participating in the stock market through low-cost index funds or exchange-traded fund ETFs can provide exposure to long-term market growth. It is important to emphasize that investing in the stock market is not about getting rich quickly, but about steady, long-term wealth accumulation. Real estate. Property ownership has traditionally been a wealth building path. While historical practices like redlining have created barriers, there are now more opportunities for minority individuals to invest in real estate. This could include purchasing a primary residence, investing in rental properties, or participating in real estate trust or REITs. Business ownership. Entrepreneurship can be a powerful wealth building tool as well. By creating and growing successful businesses, minority individuals can not only build personal wealth but also create jobs and economic opportunities within their communities. And lastly, alternative investments. As the financial market evolve, new investment opportunities are emerging. These might include peer-to-peer lending platforms, cryptocurrency, let me say that, with caution and education, or impact investing that aligns with personal values. The key to successful investing is choosing the right assets and understanding the principle of diversification, risk management, and long-term thinking. It is also crucial to be aware of and guard against predatory investment schemes that often target minority communities. The last strategy is entrepreneurship and business ownership. Entrepreneurship represents a powerful path to wealth creation and economic empowerment for minority communities. Owning a successful business generates income, builds assets for the owner, and can also create jobs and stimulate economic growth within the community. However, minority entrepreneurs often face unique challenges, including limited access to capital, fewer business connections, and discrimination. To overcome these obstacles and foster successful minority owned businesses, we need a multifaceted approach that addresses the specific challenges head on. Here are the most critical areas to focus on. Access to capital. Initiatives that increase minority entrepreneurs' access to loans, grants, and venture capital are crucial. These might include Community Development Financial Institution, CDIFs, minority focused, venture capital funds, or government programs designed to support minority owned businesses. Mentorship and networking. Connecting aspiring minority entrepreneurs with successful business owners can provide valuable guidance and support and also connections. Business incubators and accelerators focused on minority entrepreneurs can also play a vital role in this process. Education and skill development. Training in business planning, financial management, marketing, and other key business skills can help minority entrepreneurs succeed. This education should be accessible and tailored to specific needs and challenges of minority business owners. Supplier diversity programs. Encouraging large corporations and government entities to diversify their supplier base can create significant opportunities for minority-owned businesses. Technology adoption. In today's digital economy, leveraging technology can help level the playing field for minority-owned businesses. This includes e-commerce platforms, digital marketing tools, and financial technology solutions. It is important to note that building generational wealth is not a quick process. It requires patience, persistence, and a long-term perspective. It also requires addressing both internal and external barriers. So let me spend a little time on this. Internal barriers might include limiting beliefs about money and success that have been internalized due to historical and cultural factors. Overcoming these barriers often requires a shift in mindset, embracing abundance thinking, and developing financial confidence. External barriers include systemic issues like discrimination in lending, hiring, and business opportunities. While individuals cannot single-handedly change these systems, being aware of them and advocating for changes is essential. Additionally, supporting and patronizing minority-owned businesses can help create an ethical cycle of economic empowerment within communities. We must also remember that building wealth is not just about accumulating money for its own sake. The goal of generational wealth is to provide security, opportunity, and choice for current and future generations. This wealth can be used to fund education, start businesses, support community initiatives, and create a financial safety net that allows for greater life choices. As we work to build generational wealth, it is important to balance wealth accumulation with current well being. This means not sacrificing our present comfort and joy for future gain, but instead finding a sustainable approach that allows for both current stability and future growth. Now, let's explore how this wealth building journey intersects with mental health, discussing holistic approaches that address both financial wellness and emotional well being. Integrating these approaches can create a more comprehensive and sustainable path to generational wealth and healing in minority communities. As we've explored strategies for building generational wealth, it becomes clear that financial success is deeply intertwined with our mental and emotional well being. This brings us to our third main point, where we will examine holistic approaches that address both financial wellness and mental health. As mentioned before, the journey to financial wellness is not solely about numbers and strategies. It is a holistic process that encompasses our thoughts, emotion, behaviors, and well being. For minority communities who often face unique stressors related to both finances and mental health, adopting a holistic approach is particularly critical. Let's explore three key areas where financial wellness and mental health intersect and discuss strategies for addressing both simultaneously. I will start with mindfulness and money management. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and engaged in the moment, has gained significant attention in recent years for its mental health benefits. However, its application to financial management is equally powerful, especially for those dealing with financial stress. Mindful money management involves bringing awareness and intention to our financial decisions and behaviors. Practice can help us break free from automatic or emotionally driven financial habits and make more conscious choices aligned with our long term goals. So, here are 5 ways to incorporate mindfulness into money management. Mindful spending. Before making a purchase, pause and ask yourself these questions. Do I really need this? How will this purchase impact my financial goals? Am I buying this out of necessity or to fill an emotional needs? This practice can help reduce impulsive spending and align your purchases with your values and goals. Emotional awareness. Many of our financial behaviors are driven by emotions. Fear might lead to excessive saving at the expense of quality of life, while anxiety may trigger overspending as a form of self soothing. By becoming aware of these emotional triggers, we can develop healthier coping mechanisms that do not negatively impact our finances. Gratitude practice. Regularly acknowledging what you already have can counteract the constant pressure to acquire more. This can lead to increased satisfaction with your current financial situation while still working to achieve your goals. Mindful budgeting. Instead of viewing budgeting as a restricted practice, approach it as a mindful allocation of resources. This involves fully knowing where your money is going and ensuring that your spending aligns with your values and your goals. Present moment awareness. Financial stress often stems from worrying about the future or reflecting on past mistakes. Practicing present moment awareness can help alleviate this stress and allow for clear financial decision making. Mindfulness in money management can reduce financial stress, improve decision making, and lead to healthier overall relationship with money. For minority individuals who may have complex emotional relationships with money due to historical and cultural factors, this mindful approach can be particularly transformative. The second key area identified is therapy and financial coaching. While mindfulness can be practiced individually, many people benefit from professional support in addressing both their financial and mental health concerns. This is where integrating therapy and financial coaching can be particularly effective. Traditional approaches often treat financial issues and mental health concerns as separate problems to be addressed by different professionals. However, given the deep connection between financial stress and mental health, an integrated approach can be more effective. Here's how this integration might work. Financial therapy. This emerging field combines psychological therapy with financial planning. Financial therapists are trained to address the emotional and psychological issues that impact financial behaviors. They can help individuals uncover and address deep seated beliefs about money, work through financial traumas, and develop healthier financial behaviors. Culturally competent financial counseling. For minority communities, financial advice must be delivered in a culturally sensitive manner. This involves understanding the unique financial challenges different cultural groups face, respecting cultural values around money, and providing advice that aligns with these values while promoting financial growth. Mental health informed financial coaching. Financial coaches can benefit from training in basic mental health concepts. This allows them to recognize when financial behaviors might be driven by mental health issues and make appropriate referrals to mental health professionals when necessary. Collaborative care. Sometimes a team approach involving a financial advisor, a mental health professional, and the client can provide comprehensive support. This allows for addressing financial and mental health concerns simultaneously, with professionals collaborating to provide holistic care. Group therapy and financial education. Group sessions that combine financial education with therapeutic elements can be particularly effective. These groups provide both practical financial knowledge and a supportive environment for discussing money related emotional issues. Stress management techniques. Financial professionals can incorporate stress management techniques into their practice. This might include teaching relaxation method, providing resources for managing financial anxiety, or incorporating wellness practices into financial planning sessions. The goal of this integrated approach is to address both the practical aspects of financial management and the emotional and psychological factors that influence financial behaviors. For minority individuals who may be dealing with financial stress compounded by experiences of discrimination or cultural pressures, this holistic support can be particularly valuable. Let's continue with the last key area where financial wellness and mental health intersects. Community support and resource sharing. While individuals' mindfulness practices and professional support are key, the community's power in promoting financial wellness and mental health should not be underestimated. Many minority communities already have strong traditions of mutual support and resource sharing. Building on this strength can create powerful systems for promoting both financial and mental well-being. Here are some ways to leverage community support. In fact, I identified 10 of them. Financial support groups. Similar to support groups for other life challenges, financial support groups provide a space for individuals to share their financial struggles and successes, offer mutual support, and learn from each other's experiences. These groups can be particularly powerful when they bring together individuals from similar cultural backgrounds who can relate to each other's specific challenges. Community saving programs. Initiatives like lending circles or saving pools, which have roots in many minority cultures, can be formalized and expanded. These programs allow community members to pool resources, providing access to capital that might otherwise be unavailable, financial institutions. Financial education workshops is another one. Community-led financial education initiatives can provide culturally relevant financial knowledge. These might include workshops on topics like budgeting, investing, or homeownership, led by financially successful community members. Mentorship programs. Connecting financially successful individuals from minority communities with aspiring entrepreneurs can provide invaluable guidance and support. These mentorship relationships can address both financial strategies and the mental and emotional aspects of building wealth as a minority individual. Community mental health initiatives, programs that promote mental health awareness and provide accessible mental health resources within minority communities, can help address the psychological aspect of financial stress. This might include community-based counseling services, mental health education programs, or support groups for those dealing with financial anxiety. Cooperative business ventures. Encouraging and supporting cooperative business model within minority communities can provide wealth-building opportunities while fostering a sense of community and shared purpose. These ventures can help distribute entrepreneurship, risks, and rewards across a group. Cultural celebration of and empowerment. Event and initiative that celebrate cultural heritage and promote empowerment can boost self-esteem and community pride. This positive sense of identity can translate into greater financial confidence and mental resilience. Advocacy and policy engagement. Communities can come together to advocate for policies promoting financial inclusion and mental health support for minority groups. This might include pushing for increased funding for mental health services in underserved areas, advocating for fair lending practices, or supporting initiatives to increase minority representation in financial services professions. Intergenerational knowledge transfer. Creating space for older generations to share their financial wisdom and life experiences with younger community members can help preserve cultural knowledge while passing on valuable financial insight. Community care networks. Establishing networks for sharing resources like transportation, childcare, or skills can help alleviate some of the financial pressures faced by individuals within the community. These community-based approaches recognize that financial wellness and mental health are not just individual concerns, but are deeply influenced by our social connections and support systems. We can create environments supporting financial growth and emotional well-being by strengthening these community ties. It is important to note that while these holistic approaches can be powerful tools for promoting financial wellness and mental health, they are not a substitute for addressing systemic issues. Continued effort to combat financial discrimination, improve access to mental health services, and create more equitable economic system are very important. Additionally, it is essential to recognize that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to financial wellness and mental health. What works for one individual or community may not work for another. The key is to provide a range of options and empower individuals and communities to choose the approaches that best fit their needs and values. It is also important to measure their effectiveness. This might involve tracking financial metrics like savings rate or credit scores and measures of mental well-being, stress level, and overall satisfaction. By looking at these holistic outcomes, we can ensure that our efforts truly improve quality of life, not just financial numbers. At the end of the day, addressing financial wellness and mental health in minority communities requires a multifaceted approach, as I mentioned before. By integrating mindfulness practices, combining financial and mental health professional support, and leveraging the power of community, we can create comprehensive solutions that address both the financial and emotional aspect of well-being. This holistic approach recognizes that financial wellness goes beyond just numbers. It encompasses our mental states, our emotional resilience, our cultural values, and our connections to our communities. By addressing all these aspects together, we can create pathways to both financial success and emotional well-being, paving the way for true generational wealth and healing in minority communities. As we've explored these holistic approaches to financial wellness and mental health, we can see that the path to generational wealth and healing in minority communities is complex and deeply interconnected. Now, let us bring this thread together and reflect on the broader implications of our discussion. Throughout this episode, we examined the historical context of financial disparity in minority communities. We explored strategies for building generational wealth, and we discussed holistic approaches that address both financial wellness and mental health. We have seen that true financial empowerment goes far beyond simple money management. It requires a deep understanding of the psychological and cultural factors influencing our relationship with money. It calls for strategies that can build financial capital and mental and emotional resilience. Folks, the journey to financial wellness and mental health in minority communities is not a solitary one. It requires individual effort, professional support, and community engagement. By combining mindful money practices, integrated financial and mental health support, and strong community networks, we can create a solid foundation for generational wealth and healing. And as the renowned author and activist James Baldwin once said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." This powerful statement reminds us of the importance of confronting our financial and mental health challenges head on, both as individual and as a society. However, it is crucial to remember that these individual and community efforts must be paired with broader systemic changes. As we work on our personal financial journeys, we must also advocate for policies and practices promoting financial inclusion, mental health support, and economic equity for all minority communities. The path forward may not be easy, but it is filled with potential. By addressing financial wellness and mental health together, we open up possibilities for individual success and the long-term prosperity and well-being of entire communities. This holistic approach offers hope for breaking cycles of financial stress and creating a legacy of wealth, health, and opportunity for generations to come. Now that we've explored this critical aspect of financial wellness and mental health, it is time to turn our insight into action. Let's discuss what you can do to start your holistic financial well-being journey and contribute to positive change in your community. I encourage each of you to take the following steps. Assess your current financial and mental health. Take some time to reflect on your financial situation and how it affects your mental well-being. Be honest with yourself about areas that need improvement. Educate yourself. Commit to increasing your financial literacy. This could involve reading books, attending workshops, or seeking out reputable online resources about personal finance and its connection to mental health. Seek professional support. Consider consulting with a financial professional or therapist who understands the unique challenges faced by minority communities. Personally, I offer a complimentary consult. Please go to my website, maryjocaesar.com, and book a free consult with me so we could talk about your relationship with money and how we could improve it. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. Practice mindfulness in your financial decisions. Before making significant financial choices, pause and consider their long-term implications on both your financial and mental well-being. Engage with your community. Look for opportunities to participate in or create community initiatives that promote financial wellness and mental health. Your experiences and knowledge can be valuable to others on similar journeys. As we wrap up this important discussion, let's reflect on the key insights we've shared and acknowledge those who contribute to this vital work. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who tuned in today. Your commitment to personal growth and community well-being is truly inspiring. I'd like to acknowledge the countless individuals and organizations working tirelessly to promote financial wellness and mental health in minority communities. Your efforts are making a real difference in people's lives. A special thank you to the mental health professionals, financial advisors, and community leaders who dedicate themselves to this crucial intersection of financial and emotional well-being. Your expertise and compassion are invaluable. I also want to recognize the courage of those who shared their personal stories of financial struggles and triumphs with me. Your vulnerability helps break down stigmas and inspires others on their journeys. Remember, this conversation does not end here. Next week, we will continue our exploration of financial wellness and mental health in minority communities with a special focus on cultural barriers and strategies to overcome them. I hope you will join us for this important discussion. Thank you for being part of the Merging Life and Money community. Together, we are building a future of financial empowerment and emotional well-being for all. Until next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, take care of your finances and mental health and continue merging life and money. Bye for now.